Lima, Beast Mode Paul, and Omega. So each have to square away the final 4 competitors to clear out that loser side. One of these 2 will be in that rank.
I'm excited for this. I love both of these players. Now, one thing I doubt we will see, but I'll give you all a little bit of inside scoop anyway. Kola has been, he keeps showing up in friendlies with the Rob.
Interesting.
And
I feel like I've seen some tweets, I've seen some posts about the Rob, but in bracket would be a different story. I'd love to see it.
I asked him about it, and he said, like, probably not this week. Like, you never know. He could be down bad and trying to make something work at some point, but it's in the cards. He's genuinely working on the Rob.
Right.
And he's got some gyro combos. It's like the most fundies Rob I've ever seen, but he does have some gyro combos.
The thing is, you have the resources that Kola has. I mean, obviously, run with Zomba all the time.
Yes.
Every event you can find both of them. So that's one of the best resources you can have. And it's also really good to have some luck on your side. Falling out of, Shoryuken there.
Yeah, luck can be a skill, and we've seen that before in this game. Vendetta struggling a little bit to close out that stock, a little bit uncharacteristic of him, and Kola taking advantage, grabbing that by the horns and stealing it away himself with the F-tilt. And he almost licked that. That was good DI.
And similar as we saw in the last set, too, neither of these players can seem to get away from each other. 0% second stock for both of them for a moment before Kola started to rack up damage again.
Speaking of damage, going with that down-angled sword stance in order to get the extra damage. Oh, that was scary. No! That was an SD on top of it as well, and even Vendetta was shaking his head going, ooh, that was a little bit unfortunate. You don't want to win that way.
No, not at all. Weak hit going to send off stage here. Looking for a ledge trump. I feel like we've seen every single player go for a ledge trump back air in this entire block, but it's very seldom come to fruition.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Tatsu for damage and corner carry, and I love the reset there to go for the throw, catch your opponent blocking. It works in Street Fighter, it works in Smash, but that back air, that's a Smash classic right there.
Ooh, weak hit nair too, able to land immediately, and then Vendetta low profiling all of that nair that was coming from the second one. A down air will seal it. Vendetta able to take game 1 versus Kola. I was looking up some of the information between these 2 players, obviously being
what you got
in the same state. Another lopsided rivalry between these 2. Kola currently up with 18 sets played, 17-1. Vendetta's last set win about 4 years ago. So this is even, I didn't think it could get any crazier than Omega versus Wrath, but this is a long drought for Vendetta versus Kola.
Yeah, we definitely cannot count it out. This is looking like shades of that last set. Omega and Wrath, of course, starting with Omega taking the first game, and even though it was a game 5, he did close it out. He did manage to take it in the end. Will we see the same here, or can Kola shut it down before it gets out of hand?
Ooh, big opening here, too. No focus even picked yet. Yeah, going to be using it for a lot more movement options. Yeah.
Kola just got scared. Honestly, I kind of respect that. Like, there was a punish, but he felt a little bit awkward maybe, thought he might get hit, so like, I'm a back off. And there you go, he gets the kill anyway.
Beautiful first stock, even reading that roll to seal it out with the forward smash from mid-stage. Kola not letting that first game bother him at all.
Vendetta can be said the same thing, though. He's immediately going for those scammy options, trying to steal himself back into this. It worked. What, that's 4 or 5 of those we've seen just in this block? Let's do one more for the fans.
Trying to go for the down air, too. Forces to get up immediately. Wow, just dead to the jab. Forward smash there, too. Vendetta got caught holding into stage.
Sometimes you just get Jorward smashed.
Down tilt pushes off stage once again. Hadoken turnaround makes it a little bit easier. This will be a Shoryu. Great recovery. Dead off the top.
That's the kind of stuff that really separates Vendetta from other players of this character. He had a little bit of an error there where he wasn't able to get a confirm. His opponent SDI's out. Great closeout from Kola. However, again, to not underscore Vendetta too much, he was able to recover, get a down tilt anyway, and then confirm the stock.
Yeah. Very true, friend. Very, very true.
But Kola with JV3, of course he did SD in the first game, and that didn't help him.
What I really liked from Kola there, too, there seemed like no unnecessary movements. I feel like Kola was extremely particular with the options we were selecting, where, the very level 1 thing to say about Roy is you're fighting Ghost, you're throwing a lot of hits out for no reason. I really feel like there was a very considered approach to that game, and I think it obviously tells by the life cycle they've had playing against each other. So The options are well thought out, and the skill trees and the option selects are super considered.
This character invented shadow boxing.
Yeah, really.
And he perfected it too. Of course, that's the thing about shadow boxing. You're not just punching at the air. You're imagining who is supposed to be there, who could be there. If Vendetta approaches too aggressively, he can get caught out by those. That's the whole point of the spacing. Speaking of Vendetta, of course, the Ryu swap coming back out.
We'll see if the swap can do anything for our friend here. Swing game here for game 3. Win this one. Counter pick advantage in game 5 if we do go to that point, but Kola seems to be making sure that isn't even the case.
I do like the Ryu pick here for the same reasons as before. You have a little bit more of that long-range game on your side, which means spacing out could be advantageous. However, at the same time, you're on a smaller stage, so that's an interesting, I guess, dichotomy of selections here that I'm a bit perplexed by.
Ooh, this train could be crazy, though. Not able to drift in enough to find that final up air. Kola able to throw out a swing for the whipped hit.
Ooh. Oh, he's just trying so bad to get off that platform. There you go. Finally does. A little bit cancel. Some good damage, but he whiffs and gets F-smashed. I can't believe Kola went for that.
And I'm shocked he didn't get hit by that jab in the first place as well, too. Vendetta, not one to usually miss the mark.
Yeah, I think it was just the pullback of the F-smash charge.
Yeah, I suppose so.
We'll have to see how that affects this game. It's going to be a little bit harder for Vendetta now. However, he's got all that kill power on his side, and of course, you cannot SDI out of his confirms as easily because he's playing Ryu.
Oh, try to get the turnaround jab there in the corner. Kola got caught for the jump. Vendetta took the stock for it. Down throw train here. Yeah, we can get these hits out so fast. We do not need multi-hits to break this focus. We'll just hit you twice.
That's been happening all bracket for Vendetta.
Yes.
It's definitely a frustrating part of the matchup that you can't use focus attack the normal way.
The dash away, great grab there too. Caught the cancel on the focus to get that grab.
I think that was just straight up reaction
That's
from
sick.
Kola. He was ready to catch him on the landing either way. He sees the focus attack come out. He's like, all right, bet. I'm going to grab him. Come get these hands. And that's an SD.
Nair over here too. Kola playing the overshoot game so well. The maneuverability around, a very slow character coming out of shield has been really nice, but once Vendetta gets his hands on you, you could be as good as dead.
It is not over yet. Kola has a good opportunity here. The jump out from Vendetta. However, it doesn't matter. He gets caught anyway. What a vortex. What an option select and a frame trap coming out from Kola with those jabs and those up airs.
Ooh, trying to catch the drift in there too. You saw Vendetta put that up air out over that ledge, but Kola's staying just above the corner.
Okay, I like the little hop from Kola. Just an empty hop for your troubles, making it a little bit harder for Vendetta to get the confirms. He is at that kill confirm window, tries to counter him on the Shoryuken, but he falls out. Vendetta had an opportunity there, but the back air gonna do it.
Ooh, my goodness, Vendetta entering that uncharted territory here too. It has been over 4 years since we have seen Vendetta take a set over Kola, so this is a new chapter in a very familiar book.
This is very interesting. Kola on the back foot for the first time in many years, like you said, going back to PS2, so he's got a little more space to work with. We'll have to see if that ends up being the answer. The Ryu sticking it out, which I think is the right decision for Vendetta. That game looked a lot better for him.
I agree. I couldn't agree more, my friend. PS2 still in the bi-plat. Platform's gonna be a little bit smaller to maneuver around too, but still gonna be able to do some really good stuff on this stage as Kola. That Nair train will be really good. The sharking under the platform hard.
What?
That's his donkey kick.
All right, I guess that's what we're doing. He said anything you can do, I can do with slightly worse frame data, but it certainly hits a whole lot harder.
I mean, yeah, the damage is coming on so quickly. Already over 100%. Kola nearing death at this point. Any hit. Okay, that's really big miss. Kola still taking it the distance with all of this damage from that one whiff.
It's so hard for Ryu to land. His disadvantage is not the best, and Kola takes full advantage, but his offense is some of the best in the game. Taking that stock, finally getting a focus attack. Holy SDI, Batman, but you're still going to space.
Yeah, that was crazy. Still 47% just from that small focus attack down air Shoryu.
Yeah, you can see why he continues to go for it. Of course, as well as like the armor that helps him land goes a long way.
Ooh, double jump used there too. Phantom footstool out of the situation. Got super high.
Both of those dares, very interesting from Vendetta, trying to get maybe like a spike set up on the stage to help him get that next stock confirmed. Not able to find it. Okay, weak hit.
Oh yeah, that'll be Shoryu dead off the top. One stock separates Vendetta from top 8 loser side here at MomoCon and sending Kola packing. Cross up,
wow.
good super rubber on the up B, very big.
That time, however, Kola tries to air dodge out. That was scary. Vendetta trading and it working in his favor there. Got him stuck in the corner, 98% on Kola. This might be your last opportunity. He has to go for the risks, but with those risks, sometimes you get caught out. Oh!
Tatsu able to DI away to an avoid.
He's staying alive, but he is taking so much damage, and finally, Vendetta is able to do it. He takes the game. GG's. 4 years in the making.
That's crazy. That's a crazy win, and it seems like MomoCon here in 2020.